Hey guys, Block Builder here, and welcome back to another LEGO Transformers video. I know it's been a while, but I went on vacation and stuff, and I just couldn't find anything to record. So I got this guy as camera ready as I could with his minimal brown pieces. But anyway, it's a football. No, it's a turtle. Turtle guy. I don't have a name for him yet, so feel free to put names in the comments if you want to. But there he's next to Yoshi, and I guess I'll do him. I guess I'll do two. There's next to a minifigure. You can see, perfectly scale accurate turtle. You'd go outside and see one of these about that big every day. Anyway, let's move on to transformation. So to transform this guy, the first thing you're going to do, pick him up, come over here, and you're going to pull out his legs, like so. Rotate up his side parts of his waist, and fold his feet down like this. Come to the back, rotate his tail down, and you're going to open up this flap, and then you're going to open up this flap on the front, like so, and go ahead and grab out his other feet on the sides here. Next, you're going to come to the back, press on this pin, and that will extend out his head. And you're going to probably have to grab it a little bit just to get it all the way. Go ahead and rotate down his back plate armor pieces. And here we have Nameless Turtle Guy in his robot mode. Now I think this is a really nice and unique robot mode for a Transformer. They normally turn into like robots and just like robotic animals and stuff, but I figured why not just have him turn directly into a turtle. I just think it's a great idea for a robot mode, and I think more people should do it because it's just super unique. Anyway, here we have the turtle in his turtle mode. I really like this, and I really wanted to give him that turtle transformation because they're like real life transforming animals. But for articulation in this mode, his legs are on ball joints and at the feet, and each little toe or claw can move. All of them have kind of the same, except for this one has an outward movement. Getting this flap out of the way, his head is on a ball joint, and it can extend due to the transformation, and his mouth can also open. But you can open up his mouth and he looks a little silly. And his tail is on a ball joint. But that's enough of his turtle mode. Let's get on to his real robot mode. Alright, so to transform this guy, I'm going to pick him up, hold him like this, take the front of his tummy flap and go ahead and fold that down. Rotate his head straight and push in this part here. Rotate his arms to the sides like this. And then these will just fold up against his head. And we will situate the turtle claws later. These parts kind of just fling forward like this. And then that's kind of what you want to do, except for you want to rotate. Next, you take these side panels, you're going to unclip them and launch a piece of the build to the side. Next, they will rotate up and form parts of his torso, like so. And that'll be the upper half of the chest almost done. Go ahead and leave his legs like this. You're going to come to his back here, flip this section out, and then you're going to come and pull out the whole top section of his shell. And then you're going to split it at this point right here. These will then be able to rotate apart, but for now, you want to leave those together because you're going to need to split this part of his shell first. So you split it there, and then there's two tabs up here that'll unpeg by where this green section is, like this, and like this. These will pull out, and then go ahead and rotate this section out of the way. And you see all these hinges down here by his tail. This whole section will swing down, and the tail will pull through this little hole and flip around up onto his back. This section then comes back and then just sort of mess with that later because those are going to form his legs. Is re-split this section, and these will fold to the sides like so. Next, don't break them. You're going to flip these sections to the back like this, and then go ahead and grab this section here, and you're going to get your fingernail underneath those two plates and split this apart from there, and do the same thing on the other side. Next, you can grab this thin little plate here, and that'll form his hand. Go ahead and rotate this section here back in there, and that'll just spin like this. Go ahead and rotate this out of the way, which will form his shoulder pad. And you're going to come to this section, and you're going to rotate down that part, and then get this section so that the hand on the turntable is locked straight out like this. And then this section will rotate in, and that locks it in place. You go ahead and move his fingers down. Go ahead and rotate down this whole section here. Spin out this part, rotate it down, and this whole section is just going to fold into this lump like this. And then that'll just kind of angle up into the shoulder later. And then you just want to do the same thing on the other side. So now you should have something that looks like this, where he's got two arms, and then the shoulders are actually more like folded up like this. You can go ahead, rotate these panels out of the way, and fold his little turtle arms so that they collapse onto the sides of his head like this. Just give him little claw details right there. And then lift his arms up so that the shoulder pads sort of like go behind the shoulder. Because his arms are actually mounted lower, it just makes it look better and you should have something that looks like this. You're going to just simply take this section, it'll rest back here, and rotate the legs forward like this. Rotate his thigh sections or shell sections right now like that. And then you're going to take the feet, and these will actually fold over top to sort of be like knee armor or whatever you want to call it. Next, rotate down his feet, his robot mode feet like this. And these are going to spin all the way around. And you're going to flip this flap around this way, and then do the same thing, well, the mirrored thing on this side. Next, you lift up his foot, rotate the front forward, and then just kind of angle it so he can stand. And that's pretty much it for his feet. So here we have him in his robot mode. I'm just kidding. The final step, come back here, swing this part up, rotate this section up like so, spin the center of his head, rotate it this way, and go ahead and fling it forward. Here we have the turtle transformer in his robot mode. As you can see, he's in this like weird like pose with his fingers like this. I don't know why I did that. It just looks cool to me. He's like calling someone over to fight him or something. I imagine he's probably pretty good at taking hits and stuff. I kind of made him. He's kind of on a team with this guy. No, they don't combine. That thing would be a mess. Maybe I could force it, but that's not the goal here. But there he is next to Roundhouse. They actually look pretty good together. And here he is next to Yoshi. And finally, here he is next to a minifigure. You can see he's pretty huge, honestly. So for his articulation, he will probably break a ton simply because he's not super fragile, but he's just fragile enough to where it's annoying. His arms are mounted on ball joints. They're down here, but because his shoulders are so big, it can make it, you can fold them around and stuff so that it doesn't look weird. And I think that's pretty cool. You can also do this, but that's more of a transformation joint. Sorry about my dogs barking like crazy down there. He has a ball jointed elbow and also a hinge elbow right here. His fingers are individually articulated, and you could rotate it, but I would not want to because it is super annoying. No waist articulation because I didn't give him any, and he needs this whole sliding mechanism for the turtle head, which I think is really cool. You can move his hip panels out of the way so his legs can kick forward and back on ball joints. He doesn't have knees, but because his feet and legs are so big, you kind of don't need them. Like he can do like poses like this if you wanted him to, which look a little bit strange, but it's not really too weird. Surprisingly, he can stand. And yeah, his legs are on his feet are on like a double ball joint, and you can move his toe. But that's pretty much it for this guy. Thank you guys for watching, and Block Builder breaking out.